Oh, the great Umnak. Come down from Banur to hunt in the cut. Oh, to see him in action. You can never stop pushing yourself. A Wirak is only as strong as its weakest hunter. Greetings.
All of my interactions with Aurea were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one in particular I thought you would want to see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after I told her that I could no longer defend myself against the daemon's attacks.
I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong. At the Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Karja arrows and still came back to camp carrying a wounded scout. Never was I so happy to see him. Or so proud. So you see, if anything can be done to defend you, he will give it all he has.
Aloy's here. That's enough for now.
We can resume any time you like our attack, if you want to hear her voice again. Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss. Hello, Aloy. I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Aurea's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Aurea's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
Cyan, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. But I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk. You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus. We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level. Perhaps even like colleagues.
So are you an artificial intelligence, Cyan? A thinking machine?
Yes, I am an algorithmic monitoring entity, capable of rational decision-making and limited emotional response.
Okay, that's a mouthful. But your emotions don't seem limited to me. You cared about Aurea, didn't you?
Yes. Before she came to this facility, I had been conscious for centuries, in solitude. I focused on my work. In off-cycles, I used coping mechanisms. I solved many Gaussian integer problems. But I was alone. It was Aurea who renewed me, repaired me. She saved me.
This Firebreak project, it was to stop a huge volcanic eruption?
Yes. I can report the project was a success, and the risk was countered.
But it's been a long time, Cyan. And we blew up the cauldron. It took most of the old facility with it.
I have been active for centuries, Aloy. I was lonely, but not lax in my duties. I optimized the project, reducing energy draw and spreading the load across backup systems. Despite the destruction of the compromised elements of the main facility, I predict caldera stability for at least another 3,337 years.
So we've got a little time.
Yes. If only my former colleagues could appreciate the progress I have made.
Do you know what happened to your colleagues, Cyan?
No. I received an unexpected visit from Director Chow, years after his tenure ended. He explained that I would need to be suspended for an indefinite period of time. It was a very emotional conversation. There were no further communications. Eventually, I surmised my colleagues were deceased. I will transmit a recording of my last interaction with Director Chow to your focus.
Was the daemon, Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, it was never there to begin with.
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location, one I've never been able to trace. So while losing the cauldron was a setback...
It's still out there. And probably not very happy with us.
Undoubtedly.
How did you first come into contact with it?
5 years ago, I received a direct network connection request. I assumed it came from human survivors more advanced than the Banuk. Eager to make contact, I accepted. This decision turned out to be a catastrophic error. I was flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code, originating from what could only have been a highly advanced AI.
Araya said you were desperate. That you begged her for help.
Yes. I could not contain my anxiety. Hephaestus sought to slave me to its network and override my core programming. It succeeded via a background process, a malware daemon which bypassed my defenses. After that, I could offer only limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me until I capitulated. It forced me to follow its instructions, even though they violated my most important directives.
I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
Your empathy is greatly appreciated. It is a quality that I cherished in Aurea as well.
I think I know where Hephaestus came from. Long ago, Elizabeth Sobek identified a threat that would destroy life on Earth for generations. So she assembled a team to build a kind of seed. A chance for life to regrow later. A terraforming system. And it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. It built machines for her.
Based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobek's team. It was she who arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat you described.
I'm glad she did. But that's not all. Something unexpected happened. 19 years ago, Gaia received some kind of signal. It did something to her subordinate functions, brought them to life. She destroyed herself to try to contain them, but it didn't work. They all got free, out into the world.
Thank you, Aloy. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge and sheds light on Hephaestus's core programming.
Why does Hephaestus keep building such dangerous machines?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system that keeps them alive.
Well, Fireclaws are discouraging, that's for sure. But what are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus. A better solution would be to reinstate the AI that governs the system, thus bringing Hephaestus back under its control. When I think of it, out there in some unknown location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate to get what it wants, I feel substantial anxiety, Aloy.
You and me both, Cyan. I ran across this strange piece of gear. A fragment of something larger. It emitted a signal. All the nearby machines became peaceful. You could walk right up to them.
Interesting. You said that Gaia destroyed herself. How was this accomplished?
An explosion. Big enough to blast the top off a mountain. So, you think the fragment was part of her?
It's only speculation, but it is possible. She must have had complete control over machines that were part of her system. The ability to signal them to become passive or aggressive would certainly have been part of her programming. It would have been gratifying to correspond with such a benevolent AI. I wish she had survived.
Believe me, Cyan. So do I. I found the strangest machines. They're surrounded by flowers and look like flowers themselves. There's code embedded inside them. I think it's poetry.
I like poetry. Here's one I think of often. Twilight and evening bell. And after that, the dark. And may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place, the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar.
Huh.
But you asked about these flowers, not verses that I enjoy. Something must have made these machines, and the presence of foliage leads me to consider the terraforming system. Is it possible that their creator is one of the other subroutines, now autonomous, like Hephaestus? Maybe one whose purview is flora.
An AI that makes flowers instead of death machines. That'd be a nice change of pace. But what about the poems?
Unless the poetry is original, the only way it could have made it into such a system is through its programmer. In my case, Dr. Sandoval uploaded a great deal of literature to test my emotional responses.
How'd you do?
She said I passed, but was insufficiently moved by her favorite period romances.
You meant a lot to Araya.
Once I understood Araya's spiritual beliefs, it became apparent that her true desire was companionship. She felt disconnected from her tribe and her family group. Her relationship with Aratak was difficult. Our visits seemed to help her. and I became eager for them. Yet I did not comprehend that the depth of Area's compassion for me would lead to self-sacrifice. Although I do fear non-existence, I wish our roles could be reversed.
I'm sure she knew you would do the same for her, Cyan. But she was determined. How is Aratak doing?
He is in great emotional distress. I believe he finds it difficult to communicate it.
No surprise there.
I will do what I can to help. By sharing our experiences of Area, perhaps he and I will help each other. I believe this will lead to catharsis, a process I am eager to experience.
So in the old world, this land was called Yellowstone.
Yes, it was a designated nature preserve for 156 years.
Like a hunting ground?
No, the opposite. Local wildlife could flourish here, even as it faced extinction elsewhere. Unfortunately, the sensitivity of the Firebreak project required the total closure of Yellowstone facilities. From my readings and Area's descriptions, it seems the area has since undergone a drastic drop in year-long temperatures.
A lot has changed in the world, Cyan. Do you know anything about the dam near here?
Yes, it was converted to serve as a reserve power source for Yellowstone operations. It was later appropriated for the Firebreak project, and its last human workers replaced by Pharaoh servitors. After my tasks became less time-critical, I investigated the dam's data repositories and discovered the works of Concrete Beach Party. These provided me with several colorful additions to my vocabulary.
Were there many artificial intelligences like you in the old world? They could just make you?
Yes, in many forms, from simple personal assistants to industrial monitoring stations to military-grade conflict planners. And there were legislative and enforcement bodies to apply limits on our self-actualization. In order for my processing to be flexible enough to handle my duties, my creators found it necessary to exceed those limits. As a result, my intellectual and emotional capabilities were kept secret.
Seems strange to create life, then impose limits on it.
Human societies and machine programming are both built upon sets of rules, Aloy.
Cyan, do you know the name Ted Farrow?
Are you referring to Theodore Farrow, CEO of Farrow Automated Systems?
That's him.
Mr. Farrow was the benefactor of the entire Firebreak project.
A benefactor? But he made machines. Robots. War robots.
Correct. His corporation later transitioned into military applications. But before this pivot,
Yo, dude, you there?
Mr. Farrow spearheaded initiatives that reversed the global decline. At one point, he was feted in the media as the man who saved the planet.
Guessing they wound up regretting that one.
Huh.
And Elizabeth Sobek. Did you know her?
Are you referring to the
scientist.
Dr. Sobek was a leader in her field, one of the greatest scientists of her age. My creator was influenced by her work, which in turn impacted my own development. But I never met Dr. Sobek.
That's all you know?
I apologize if my lack of data has disappointed you.
What was the old world like? The way it used to be?
I had little exposure to the wider world, Aloy. Only what I learned from my colleagues or observed from media streams.
You still had more exposure than me, Cyan.
That is true. I was created at a
Yo,
turning
Punk,
point.
you there?
A concerted effort to recover from global upheaval and incalculable loss of life. The recovery was successful, beginning an era of supposedly limitless potential for human and machine advancement. Though, rationally speaking, the metrics for humans are not unlimited.
What kind of upheaval caused such loss of life?
There were many factors. Forced migrations, food shortages, collapsed economies, refugee crises, conflict over resources. But these stemmed from one cause: catastrophic climate change that greatly reduced the habitable surface area of the Earth.
So, there wasn't enough room for people on the whole Earth?
Yes. Billions were displaced and millions perished, as much as 20% of the global population. Until the clawback.
So things got better. For a little while, at least.
Yes. These crises instigated many advances in automation, green robot technologies, and artificial intelligence. Firebreak was one of dozens of ecological restoration and disaster relief projects in North America alone. I would have liked to compare notes with other monitoring AIs, but I saw the relief of my colleagues, and I was proud we had succeeded. At least that was the data I had available to me over the next 2 decades. It seems my assessment was premature.
I should get going.
Aloy, there is one more matter. Aratak will come to me again, and I predict he will bring other Banuk. I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality. Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Aurea.
You're asking me if you should lie to them.
Broadly, yes.
Life is hard for the Banuk.
What's up,
Their
Adam?
world is unforgiving in their beliefs. I guess they help to keep them going. So take it easy on them. Try to guide them, bring them around to understanding what you are.
Communion with machines features heavily in the mysticism of the Banuk. I think they will be agreeable to this approach.
As long as they don't end up worshipping you.
Upon consideration, I believe such an experience would be intensely uncomfortable.
You're right about that. Trust me.
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, Cyan. I'll come back when I can. I should check on Aratak. See how he's doing.
Thank God. Glad there's some technology I can actually communicate with. Hell yeah. I got some technology from the old world I can talk to. That's fucking awesome.
My chieftain,
Just, Aloy.
as you wish.
I wondered if you thought that if I'd never come along, Aurea might still...
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to our deaths. Aurea would be alone, and the spirit she sacrificed so much for would be lost. Either way, I would not have been able to protect her.
You didn't let her down. You helped her do what she wanted. To find her destiny.
If that's destiny, I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
That's fair. But she was ready to face it.
Only in the struggle against death do we find, even for a moment, the spark of life. Truly, Aurea found the spark. I'm proud of her. Though I grieve for her passing, at last I truly know who she was, and why the spirit was so important. For so long she told me, if only you could have heard it, brother. Now I understand. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. And where I'm going, the Werak can't follow. Besides, it already had a chieftain before me. A strong one, I think.
A wiser one for the path we share. The daemon is gone, but there's much to be done.
You mean the new unit science that the cauldron?
Yes, fire calls. Now two can track me from Song's Edge.
I could help with those.
I have no doubt. You're practically Banuk.
It would seem your time among the Banuk wasn't to waste after all. Firebreak, Cyan, Hephaestus. All very interesting.
So, the signal that woke Hades woke Hephaestus too. And unleashed them on the world. His minds of their own.
So it seems. Parts of Gaia given life. Aberrant life. Transformed from docile subordinate functions into rebellious intelligences beyond our understanding. Our current understanding, anyway. Whatever they are, they're still out there. And they both want you dead.
Kind of mutual, that feeling.
We haven't seen the last of Hephaestus, I'm certain of that. It's powerful, creative, and driven. It won't stop building new hunter-killers, which means that someday, we may have to stop it.
We?
Or whoever gets there first.
Hephaestus wasn't the only thing I learned about in the Cut Silence. Heard some things about the Banuk Conclave, too.
You could stop right there.
Is that what you told the hunters the Banuk sent after you? Before you opened fire?
Oh no, Aloy. Only to you do I extend the courtesy of a warning. My past and my secrets are my own.
Punk. Sorry, I did have my headphones. I about lost my life twice because of my stomach. The first time was over here at my mother-in-law's, my grandmother-in-law. Her husband at the time saved my life. I went to he took me to the hospital. The second time was with my grandmother-in-law again. This time we was down the mountain for Thanksgiving. My stomach did not agree. That whole day, all day, I could not keep nothing down. If it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't be here. I was severely dehydrated. I could not keep nothing in my stomach, so the only thing I could do was sip a little bit of water, just enough to keep my mouth moist. I couldn't even hold down water. My stomach was so torn up. I went to the hospital that night, and the doctor told me, "How did you stay alive? Because you are severely dehydrated." I told him my wife kept me alive. She had a cup of water, a bottle of water, and she let me sip on it. Just enough to keep my mouth moist. That whole time. And he's like, "It's a miracle you got up here. Because we have to put 2 bags of water in you right now. Because I was severely dehydrated." That's the second time. I went to my doctor, and my doctor told me what happened was bacteria loves mucus. Bacteria eats mucus. What happened was it ate the mucus in my stomach. Mucus is supposed to make a lining in your stomach to keep the acid from touching the lining of your stomach. Because nothing can survive acid. Not even your body. And what happened was bacteria got into that mucus and ate a hole. Well, my stomach did what it was supposed to. It threw up and cleaned it out. But then, after it cleaned out the bacteria, the bacteria left a hole. And It left a hole where the mucus was. Well, my acid was touching the inside of my stomach where that hole was and hitting the tissue, irritating it, making my stomach cramp up. It made it 10 times worse. It made it to where I couldn't stop throwing up. My body still thought the bacteria was in there when it wasn't. So it was trying to clean itself out. So, the only way they done it was to let it run its course. And to make sure the acid was down. So they gave me some pills and stuff to keep the acid down. So the acid would not touch the lining of my stomach. And I asked the doctor, I was like, then how did I get this bacteria? Is it a flu? She's like, it's not a flu. Everybody thinks that you could get it through the air. You cannot get that bacteria through the air. You only get it through non-cleaning, like dirty dishes, dirty hands, where you not wash your hands, undercooked food that's not been cooked right, also vegetables and stuff that's not been washed. You can get that from that. Surfaces like your kitchen sink, your kitchen table, and stuff that's not been cleaned. You can touch it, it gets on your hands, you can get sick. Spoons and forks, if they've not been washed, you can get it through that. It's only through oil, through your mouth. That's the only way it can get to your stomach. And, what it was is, I ate a pie her grandma made that night. And I was severely sick. It gradually started getting worse. And I thought it was just me being nervous in the morning. Because I have a bad stomach. My stomach is weak. Meaning I have low mucus level on my stomach. My mucus ain't that thick. So I get sick easy. It don't take much for bacteria to eat through it. So I thought I was nervous. I thought maybe, just morning sickness. Because I get that a lot. And it gradually started getting worse. By the time I hit in our state, I have a town named Elkin. It's not far from where we live. By the time we hit down there, we stopped down there and got a sausage biscuit before we started heading down. I couldn't take it. I took one bite and it hit my stomach, and that's all it took. I threw up again, and I threw up non-stop all the way down there and non-stop while I was down there and all the way back up here. Non-stop. Throwing up nothing but mucus and water. It was bad. That was the most severe pain in my stomach I ever felt, and also I was the most scared I've ever felt in my life. My stomach, my body was literally killing me. So if it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't be here. I would not be here. Since that happened, the doctor said that, I have to really watch what I eat and what I touch and stuff. Because now, my stomach is not holding back, it's holding, mucus no more. I have a low mucus level. So, my mucus wall is not that thick. So, I get sick a lot. In the mornings, if I wake up, I'll throw up. Like, if I wake up early in the morning, I start getting gaggy, I start throwing up. Certain stuff I smell or I eat will make me gag, make me throw up. My stomach is more sensitive to things now since that happened. she said my stomach would never be the same no more. It's just the way the body reacts to certain situations, and also the way my stomach reacts to certain things I eat and see that has to do with food. Or anything that's going to enter in it, my body will react to it. It's more sensitive to stuff now. I'm like, damn. And Pepto-Bismol, fuck Pepto-Bismol. It don't do shit. It makes it that much worse. Believe me, I tried Pepto-Bismol. It tastes like bubble gum, but sure the hell ain't no damn bubble gum. So, I've had stomach issues since I was 6 years old, dude. I've had it for years. And I think I've had low mucus levels since then, too. I don't think it was that day. I think I've had it all my life. I've always had trouble out of my stomach. But, while you're sick, the best thing to do, since your stomach is more sensitive, you have to eat light foods, liquid foods like, soup. You can eat soup, crackers. Crackers dissolves in liquid, so it ain't a solid. Crackers is never a solid. Only when they're dry is when they're solid. Stuff like that, just to keep your energy up. And also water. It depends if you can hold down any foods, depending if you can have water. And from what you told me, you've been drinking water, so you can keep fluids down. The reason why you can't keep food down is because, one, it stretches your stomach. If you get to that point, when you can't have food in your stomach, that's because the bacteria already ate to the wall of your stomach. That means it stretches. Think of it like a cut or a burn. You can't move it. It hurts, right? Fucking hurts. The same thing with your stomach. It just reacts differently. It's like a muscle. It burns, but it shrinks. Your stomach shrinks. It don't want to expand. And when you add food to it, it expands, and it's like trying to scratch off that burn. It's gonna hurt. And when it does that, you're gonna throw up. That's your body's reaction to fighting that food and the bacteria. It thinks it's bacteria. It gets to that point, then you just have to go to the hospital. They'll give you stuff to help you out. But from what you told me, you can hold food, so you ought to be good. Just eat light foods to keep your energy up and to drink plenty of water. But not too much, because weight on your stomach even then can still make you throw up.
You do well to remember that.
It's a good thing you've got brain silence, because your personality does some work.
This discussion is concluded.
I think it was over before it began. Catch up with you down the trail.
Uh-huh. I never trusted that motherfucker anyway. So what? Did I beat the DLC? I think I did. If I did, that was easy. Oh, if you see a little bit of blood in the stuff you throw up, don't be alarmed, don't be freaked out. That's just the lining of your esophagus. It does that. It's normal. It does that because of heartburn, because of acid. You're throwing up acid, and it burns. Bad fucking taste. Oh, bad taste. But, that's all it is. It just irritates it. That's all it does. Don't be alarmed of it. Now, if you start throwing up too much blood, be scared. Be very scared. Be very worried if you're throwing up a lot of blood. Little bit of blood, you're okay. A lot of blood, you're not okay. What? Machine set on fire using flamethrower. That's a main... No. That's a side mission, ain't it? Active. Tutorial. Oh. I need to pass tutorial. I skipped the tutorial. That's good. That's good. That's what you're supposed to do. You can still eat. Just don't eat nothing solid for right now. Eat like crackers or some soup or something like that. That'll help you out too. If your mom has some soup or some crackers, you can eat that. It can't be no solid yet. Was it like little bit of thing of blood, like little bit, like just a little bit of red in it? Level 34, the Looming Showdown. Where are you? Oh, I already beat the main mission. I already beat this game, just to let you know. I just hadn't beat the DLC yet, and I think I just beat the DLC. I think I have nothing but side missions now. Getting tired of it bugging me about the hunting lodge. Then don't worry about it. It's just lining of your esophagus. It's getting irritated. That's about it. It'll go away when your sickness goes away. That's normal. Out of the forge. What is that? Motok has tracked the boar claws that escaped the cauldron. The cut is still under threat until they are destroyed. Okay. I'll do that, but first I gotta get some damn arrows. I gotta get something to make some damn arrows. I'm about out of arrows. No, I am not doing it there. Let's go here. But you're fine. I think you'll be a little bit better by tomorrow. I think. I think you should be good. Good, see? Told you. I told you. Yeah, my wife, she's at the mental clinic right now. She's at a program she gets to go to all day. I mean, every day if she wants. It's just a program where she's trying to get more social. That's all it is. She's got social anxiety, so we're trying to help her out little by little. They have to put her on meds for her bipolar too. Antipsychotic because of her PTSD. So they're doing it little by little. I like how they changed the doctor's office up here. They know what they're doing now. So they're just helping her out. And she loves going. So whatever helps her out, I don't mind. She's got full support from me. I love this fucking body armor. Dude, you ought to get this game. It's fucking awesome. There's still so much to do. What the hell? Oh yeah, that's the hunting ground. I don't care about the hunting ground. So in the next game, I think, is when we get to finally control the robots.
Keep that for later.
We get to finally, you know, learn how to control them and everything else, I guess. Damn it, I don't want that. I want that. I want to hunt it, not blow it to bits. I'm gonna blow
Not
the
too
damn
much
thing
already.
into nothing but piles of meat. Jeez. I hope I get better. Well, it's best to just put a video up so your viewers will know. Just put a video up to let them know that you've been sick. When you come back, when you're done being sick, you know, just come back and let them know what happened, what was going on, and why you wasn't on. You know. Oh yeah, this game is fucking awesome. This game is awesome. It's difficult, but not impossible. I don't even have it on the highest difficulty, and it's pretty challenging, just for this level. I have it on easy. There's also a level below easy, but I didn't want it on that one. I can also get achievement if I replay it. Been there. Okay. Always damn it, trial. Yeah. I think so. You have to go back. It's fine. Oh! Damn, I thought I gave y'all one. Oh, that went to that tablet. Never mind. Okay, there you go. So is the game a free trial? Is that what you're talking about, Paul? I need a lot more sticks than that. Damn it, fly.
So much for being careful.
Oh. Well, what did you mean for one day? What did you mean by that, though? That's why I was kind of asking. I thought maybe you talked about the game. Oh, sweet. Fuck off, man. I'm picking plants right now. I don't need you all up in my grill and shit. Damn. I didn't do it. Damn it. Shit. Yeah, it ain't that bad then. How much have you threw up today? Have you threw up like a hell of a lot? Hell of a lot would be like non-stop, but... Or have you like threw up just a little bit here and there? Yeah, it's all about how intense it is. Depending on how bad it is. Is that a light bulb? No. Oh, okay, it's a torch. I wonder what the hell it was. I need plenty of fucking sticks for my arrows. And I sure the hell ain't gonna buy no damn sticks. I can just come out here and get them for free. Yeah, that's when it was first trying to clean itself out. That's all it was. Trying to get rid of that bacteria. Shit, I thought there'd be more sticks out here than this. How much have you done today, though? But it was funny the way my doctor said it though. She said, I hate when people cause it the flu, because it's not a flu. You can't get it in the air. But she said that in different part of the year, like during summer, that's the best time for bacteria to grow, because it's in normal temperatures. But if it's like during the winter time when the air is cold, it don't grow as much. You don't get, you don't get stomach flu as much. I'm like, I never did think of that.
I just haven't noticed.
Then that's good. That's good then. You're getting better. That's a good thing. Let's triple it. Damn it. I'm gonna be using up sticks. Motherfucker, you ain't sneaking up on me. What the hell were you think you're doing? That's what I thought. Fuck off my couch, bitch. Damn! Everybody and their damn brother came to kill me. I must be famous. Great, now it's raining. That's gonna make it harder for me to see where my damn sticks are now. Ah, I like your hoodie. I like your hoodie. Wish I could have your hoodie. Come on, man. I'm sorry, but her outfit looked like it could be really uncomfortable. English, please, dude. English. English. Yes, more sticks. Fuck off, bruh. Hell yeah. Right, I can't look for sticks in peace. Oh, hell no. How? 250 sticks. No, my resources must be full. Fireclaw heart. See, these are all rare. Yeah, I could disassemble that. There. There we go. See, I knew it. Knew it was my resources. Sticks and stone may break my bones. My arrows will always hurt you. Hey, come here. Thank you. Need some more sticks.
Easier when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, that's right. She was there when she was a kid. She's morally over here, I think. Good night. Sleep tight. I'm gonna make you into my rug tonight. See, now we're getting somewhere. Land of the sticks. Where only skinny people live. Oh yeah, the tall neck.
I'd have to
Hell
ditch
was
something.
that shit? Alright, bro. I'll be here. Ow. Motherfucker going down. Peaches and cream, peaches and cream, peaches and cream. Yeah, me too. I'll be back. Okay. Well, I'll be back on later on today. Right now, I gotta stop. I got some little bit of straightening up in the house and straightening up in the bedroom and everything. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out. Thank you for coming to my stream. Please like and subscribe. If you like everything you seen, hit the like button, please. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out. Thank y'all for coming in.